To kick off our ceremony and welcome you, the Steinhardt Singers will perform a tribute to New York City and the class of 2026.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today.
I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York.
These vagabond shoes are longing to stray
And step around the heart of it. New York, New York.
I want to wake up in the city that doesn't sleep.
To find I'm king of the hill,
top of the heap.
My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you. New York, New York. Ba, ba, ba-da-da, ba, ba, ba-da-da, ba, ba, ba-da-da, ba. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep. To find I'm king of the hill, head of the list, cream of the crop at the top of the heap. My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. Come on, come through. New York, New York. New York.
Friends and family, today marks a special day for our graduates, and it is our earnest desire, as well as a matter of policy, that we are able to engage in this most sacred exercise without interference or disruption, so that we may properly honor the significant accomplishments of the class of 2026. Graduates, families, friends, please take your seats. And remember that access to the field is strictly prohibited at all times. Thank you. In a few moments, the procession will enter the stadium. Before the ceremony begins, as we gather here in New York City, we would like to acknowledge that NYU is located on the ancestral land of the Lenape people. We ask you to join us in acknowledging those who have come before us. Graduates, families, and friends, welcome to the 193rd All-University Commencement Exercises. Please welcome members of the New York University faculty. Please welcome representatives of the Administrative Management Council, Student Government Assembly, 1831 Fund, and Class Activities Board, carrying the university colors and leading the 193rd Commencement Platform Party into the stadium. Fellow Violets, please give a hearty welcome to members of the New York University Alumni Association and to members of our 50th anniversary class who join us today to celebrate this year's graduates. Please welcome New York University's 2026 school banner bearers, deans, and class representatives, marching in founding order. College of Arts and Science. School of Law. Grossman School of Medicine. Tandon School of Engineering. College of Dentistry. Graduate School of Arts and Science. Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development. Leonard N. Stern School of Business. Rory Myers College of Nursing. School of Professional Studies. Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service. Silver School of Social Work. Tisch School of the Arts. Gallatin School of Individualized Study. Liberal Studies. NYU, Abu Dhabi. NYU, Shanghai. School of Global Public Health. Grossman, Long Island School of Medicine. Now entering the stadium are university leadership and honorary degree recipients, led by our Chief Marshal and University Torchbearer. Esteemed guests, the Provost of New York University, Georgina Dopico.
Here now, in the presence of candidates for academic recognition, members of the faculty and administration, alumni, trustees, honored guests, and friends, New York University's 193rd commencement is hereby convened.
And now, please rise for the national anthem, led by Louisa Wilson, who receives a Bachelor of Fine Arts today from the Tisch School of the Arts.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in there gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave,
Distinguished guests, Chair of the Board of Trustees, Evan R. Chesler.
Good morning, class of 2026. You made it. As the chair of NYU's board and as a proud two-time alumnus, it is my privilege to welcome you to Yankee Stadium. I'd like to extend a special welcome to the friends and family who have supported our students and cheered them on through their journeys at NYU. Thank you for your vital role in helping them reach this joyful and momentous day. Graduates, please give a round of applause for the special people who have supported you and helped you reach this wonderful day. Parents, no more tuition bills. I also want to welcome the members of the class of 1976 who are returning for their 50th reunion. As well as NYU Alumni Association members and my fellow board members, and of course, university guests. We have with us today our extraordinary honorary degree recipients, inspiring leaders who serve as champions of well-being, changing our lives for the better through their path-breaking work in mental health, in science, athletics, law, and the arts. As I prepared for today's ceremony, I look back on my own time here as a student so many years ago. I grew up in the Bronx. By the way, for those of you who don't know, we are in the Bronx. A college education was out of reach for my family until NYU gave me a scholarship, and it changed my life. I received a bachelor's degree from the College of Arts and Science. I wish I had more NYU degrees. I received a law degree from the School of Law. As a law student, I had the good fortune to study a discipline I loved and which would lead me on a path of purpose and meaning. At NYU, I learned how to think critically, how to ask important questions, and how to be open to a greater understanding of people and the world. And now, class of 2026, it is your turn. It's your turn to follow your dreams. It's your turn to make a difference. It's your turn to show the world what you can do. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you will have what you learned here to take with you. So as you enjoy today's well-deserved celebration, remember that you have completed a rigorous study at a great global research university. On behalf of the entire NYU community, I want to say that we are so proud of you. You join today the ranks of more than 700,000 alumni around the world. The future belongs to you. So make it yours. Congratulations, class of 2026.
We now present a video tribute to the class of 2026, featuring graduating students from each of our schools.
My name is Luke, and I'm graduating from the School of Professional Studies.
I'm graduating from the NYU Grossman Long Island School of Medicine.
I'm graduating from the College of Dentistry.
I'm graduating from NYU Abu Dhabi.
I'm graduating from the Gallatin School of Individualized Study.
And I'm graduating from the Wagner School of Public Service. My name is Reet, and I'm graduating from the Stern School of Business.
And I'm graduating from Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development.
I'm graduating from the Tannen School of Engineering.
I'm graduating from the Grossman School of Medicine.
My name is Lauren, and I'm graduating from Liberal Studies.
I'm graduating from Rory Myers College of Nursing.
I'm graduating from the School of Global Public Health.
I'm graduating from the Graduate School of Arts and Science.
I'm graduating from the School of Law.
My name is Zhang Shuyu, and I'm graduating from NYU Shanghai.
I'm graduating from Tisch School of the Arts.
I'm graduating from the Silver School of Social Work.
My name is Amina, and I am graduating from the College of Arts and Science.
I don't think I realized we're graduating yet, so it's not hitting yet.
Nervous?
It is a bit bittersweet because it is closing a chapter.
Proud. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's bittersweet. It's interesting.
Came in sort of as a shy freshman.
I was a very shy student before I came into NYU.
I look back at my freshman year self and I'm like, whoa, she was actually she was a little baby and she was so scared of the world.
It was really intimidating to move to New York and start college.
Adjusting to the culture, adjusting to the city itself. But then as I developed and progressed over time, I feel like just became the better version of myself each and every day.
New York makes you more comfortable with trying different things and putting yourself out there because the whole city is a giant experiment of trial and error.
Sometimes I like to say I became a person at NYU. I became an adult. I learned who I was. The best part of being an NYU student is obviously just being in the city. It's just unparalleled and it's been such a blast. You get to go see a Broadway show.
Try all the restaurants that I have seen on TikTok.
So much is happening all at once.
So many industries, so many people, so many networks.
Shirtless drummers, xylophone artists.
Watching a pigeon get on a subway for 2 stops and fly away.
A weenie dog dressed as a hot dog. You know, it's like Inception.
Only in New York.
There's just a culture at NYU unlike any other.
It was possible for me to find people that shared identities, shared experiences, shared passions.
It's one of the most diverse, talented, and public service-oriented community that I've ever been a part of.
Each of us bring different experiences.
The community here is incredibly tight-knit.
It wasn't cutthroat. It was all about studying with each other until 2 a.m.
It really gave me a place where I can feel like I can belong.
Home is not a single place for me anymore. Studying at NYU really gives me a feeling that I have home in every corner of the world.
We are just one big Violet family, and I'm so happy to be part of it.
I think a lot of people say that college is a place that you learn to find yourself, and I think beyond just finding myself introspectively, I managed to find who I want to be in society.
You're kind of met with every emotion, no matter if that comes from successes or failures. You truly walk away as a more resilient person.
I've grown immensely.
I've grown into someone that has learned to advocate for herself in every way that I can.
I definitely grew in confidence. However, at the same time, I also came to understand the importance of humility.
How do I not grow? Honestly, there's probably not a single way I didn't grow, except for my height.
It is the most special thing in the world to have access to the NYU community and be able to rely and trust so many people.
Professors are like your best friends. They are all so ready to listen to your ideas.
So impressive. Every single one of them, I am kind of in awe of the work that they get to do.
The most caring and hardworking professors that just want to see you become the best version of you.
I studied abroad in Madrid in my junior year.
Where I was able to go to Costa Rica and Thailand because of NYU.
I did a service trip in Morocco.
Just standing in front of Big Ben and hearing the clock tower go off, it finally clicked to me that I was in London and studying with NYU. It felt like a dream come true.
I'll definitely miss seeing familiar faces.
I'm gonna miss living this close to my friends.
I'll miss the dialogue and scholastic rigor impressed upon each of us.
I will definitely miss a New York bagel.
The best bagel spot, Tompkins Square Bagels, but the one on 2nd Avenue.
For pizza, Linda Street.
Unmatched pastries from Leven Bakery.
The best Mexican food at Tacos Matamoros in Brooklyn.
Favorite Filipino food is Talia.
The best place to buy books is McNally Jackson.
Freeman Alley in the Lower East Side is one of the coolest graffiti art I've ever seen.
I think it's also my favorite hidden spot, so maybe don't include this in the video.
If you know, you know.
For my fellow graduates, I would like all of us to stay curious.
Continue absorbing knowledge from those around us and from the places that we visit.
Take photos with everybody. Don't be shy. Just get out there and be yourself.
Dear class of 2026, it's never that deep. Have faith in yourselves.
Take the moment, sit back, bathe in your own accomplishments. You have worked so hard. You deserve to celebrate and live your best life.
Embrace all the good, be happy and proud of yourself, and celebrate with your family and friends.
Don't forget why you started, because you may not be able to change the world, you can change someone's world every day.
Confident in your ability to continue dreaming big and achieving those dreams.
Stay curious, to remember the process of being a student.
You have the world at your hands now.
There's amazing things ahead of you. Just keep pushing.
This is not goodbye, but a see you later.
Today is our day.
Congratulations, we did it.
Congratulations, class of 2026.
Congrats!
Oye, Brechta, NYU!
毕业快乐!
Let's go! We made it.
Congrats, class of 2026.
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Congrats, we did it!
Mazel tov.
Badaiho.
恭喜毕业.
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Class of 2026. Mabruk. We've done it.
Please welcome Arman Gupta, who receives a Bachelor of Science today from the Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development, and who will now address his fellow graduates.
Welcome, families, faculty, President Mills, Provost DePico, the Board of Trustees, and most importantly, the NYU class of 2026. I know we all hate sharing fun facts, but fun fact about me, I was on the cooking show Chop Jr. when I was 12 years old. In case you're not familiar with it, you have to cook with a mystery basket of random ingredients. My basket contained pulled pork, coconut seltzer, pineapple, and purple cabbage. And no, I did not win. But that show taught me the ultimate lesson of growing up. You never get to pick your ingredients. My first mystery basket in life was being born 3 months early. As a result, I had a traumatic brain injury, which was an ingredient that I did not choose, but it forced me to adapt, and I spent years feeling like I was starting a few steps behind everyone else. Everyone celebrating in purple today brought their own mystery basket to NYU. We were also given some ingredients that we all shared in our mystery baskets. We started our first year in masks. We weathered unpredictability at home and abroad. And now we're navigating a world dominated by AI. Many of us traveled thousands of miles to be here today, and others, like me, took 10 stops on the New Jersey Transit. Regardless of the distance, we all came here to build a life in a city that does not always make it easy. NYU has taught us that while we can't control the chaos of our world, we can control how we respond to it. We learned to stop worrying about being behind the 8 ball, and we started focusing on our own unique perspectives that only we possess. We came here to be economists, physicians, artists, and now we all find ourselves in a tough job market. So if anyone is hiring, please connect with me on LinkedIn after the ceremony today. It's important to remember that even in uncertainty, there's growth. When I studied abroad in Madrid, my wallet, which was a gift from my parents, was stolen. I remember sitting in a Spanish police station trying to file a police report with Google Translate, and I felt a profound sense of homesickness. That moment gave me an immense respect for our international students. As well as everyone that is not able to get home by train like I am. To leave your home, navigate this crazy city all on your own, and figure out the difference between uptown and downtown trains, you are the bravest among all of us. None of us made it here today alone. I encourage you to take a moment to think of your families and support systems whose sacrifices gave us our foundation. They provided the first ingredients, but our time at NYU has taught us how to put the recipe together. Between internship searches, course registration, and finding a seat in Bobst during finals week, this school has taught us to power through, how to take any set of ingredients and become the most creative chefs in any room. Class of 2026. Whatever is waiting for you in your next mystery basket, I know you are ready to make something incredible. Thank you, and congratulations again to the class of 2026.
Those who are about to receive honorary degrees will now be presented. General Counsel and Secretary Matthew Varghese will call upon distinguished members of the university faculty to present the honorary degree candidates. Provost Georgina Dopico will assist with the investitures.
President Mills, I would like to introduce Jack H. Knott, Gail and Ira Drucker, Dean and Professor of Social Science, Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Fine Arts. Will Trustee Phyllis Putter Barish please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Jacob Collier, multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, wizardly producer, avant-garde explorer, and interpreter of jazz, folk, classical, experimental pop, and rhythm and blues. You offer your prodigious gifts to us through an original compositions, new renderings of songs we thought we knew, and a signature style of live performance. Your work has been widely recognized with 7 Grammy Awards and 16 nominations across a range of categories. Making you the first British artist to win a Grammy for each of your 5 first albums. Your conviction that music is a global language to be shared across geographies and cultures ignites spontaneous community wherever you take the stage. During your tenure as artist in residence at the Sony Audio Institute at NYU Steinhardt, you enlightened our students as a master teacher and mentor. With your celestial harmonies, worldwide reach, exuberant energy, and near encyclopedic command of music theory, you extend the limitless hospitality of song, inviting us all into its wonder.
Jacob Collier, boundless creator and storyteller, you bring joy, inventiveness, and new lines of inquiry to the art and science of music making. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Marcia Gay Sherilyn Knight, Clinical Assistant Professor of Sport Management, Tisch Institute for Global Sport at the School of Professional Studies, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Laws. Will Chair of the Board of Trustees, Evan R. Chesler, please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Malcolm Graham, you broke every major NYU basketball scoring record as a star player for the Violets between 1964 and 1967. And remain the university's all-time Division I leader in career points, netting 1,716 over 3 years. Upon graduating from the School of Commerce, now known as NYU Stern, you took your skillful and strategic game to the NBA, helping the Boston Celtics I figured. One of the most successful teams in the team's history, and adding 2 national titles to an impressive track record that today counts as 18 championship wins. After assuring your legacy as a decorated player in the collegiate and professional arenas, you brought your drive and discipline to a different court. Appointed in 1982 to the Massachusetts District Court and in 1986 to the Massachusetts Appeals Court, the second highest in the state, you were revered as a jurist for the wisdom you brought to each dispute, the attention you gave to judicial wellness, and the care you showed for colleagues on the bench.
R. Malcolm Graham, record-breaking baller, NYU Athletics Hall of Famer, esteemed advocate and judge. You model for our student athletes how the determination they brought to the game will help them flourish in any arena long after graduation. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Naomi Y. Coe, Associate Professor in the Department of Medicine, Grossman School of Medicine, and Section Chief of Breast Cancer Medical Oncology at the NYU Langone Health Perlmutter Cancer Center, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Science. Will Trustee Anthony Welters please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Mary Claire King, American Cancer Society Professor of Genome Studies and Medical Genetics at the University of Washington. Your pioneering discoveries have earned you worldwide renown. After decades of research, you identified BRCA1, the first gene linked to an inherited risk of breast and ovarian cancers. Transforming prevention, diagnosis, and care for millions. Extending that brilliant line of inquiry across populations, you and your collaborators have illuminated the role of genetics in myriad conditions and cases, from schizophrenia to deafness and even violations of human rights. You developed the approach of sequencing mitochondrial DNA in found remains to reunite families. Reunite families with their lost or quote-unquote disappeared loved ones, applying this method first in Argentina and subsequently to injustices on almost every continent. Recognized with the National Medal of Science and many of the world's highest honors, your career is a thrilling testament to a core conviction of higher education, that the steadfast pursuit of scientific research can serve the public good and transform lives.
Mary Claire King, your decades of trailblazing visionary research have turned genetic insight into hope. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
I would like to introduce Bruce Buchanan, C.W. Nichols Professor of Business Ethics at the Leonard N. Stern School of Business, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee David Handler please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Jonathan Haidt, renowned social psychologist at NYU's Stern School of Business. Your research became your mission and then a global movement. You have launched vital conversations and advanced policies to counter the costs of social media on mental health, liberal democracy, and flourishing. With the highest academic standards, you have demonstrated the importance of putting down our phones and connecting in real life, even or especially when those connections bridge our differences. Your work reverberates around the world. From NYU's global network to the halls of the United States Congress, the Australian Parliament, and school districts in all 50 states, your research has influenced how parents, educators, and governments act to protect the young and the vulnerable. As founder of multiple organizations, author of best-selling books, and tireless advocate for human dignity, you have profoundly influenced our culture, refining how we see one another and enhancing our well-being of people of all ages.
Jonathan Haidt, one of the most consequential scholars working today. Your research, institution building, and advocacy inspire us to lead lives of meaning, reciprocity, and joy. I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Please welcome Jonathan Haidt.
NYU trustees, Board Chair Chesler, President Mills, and Provost DePico, I thank you for this honorary degree and these robes. NYU has been my favorite university since 2011, and purple has been my favorite color since I was 7 years old. NYU class of 2026, sorry. What an honor it is to join with my fellow faculty members and your families to celebrate you. NYU began holding commencement ceremonies here in Yankee Stadium in 2009. Since then, graduates have heard from prime ministers, presidents, Supreme Court justices, movie stars, and of course, Taylor Swift. So I know what you're all thinking. Thank God they finally found a social psychologist. Perhaps that's why, over the past few weeks, as I've thought about what I might say to you, I felt grateful, I felt excited, but most of all, I felt a strong sense of responsibility because I am part of NYU. I love this university, and I love the students that I've had the honor of teaching. That's why I feel a strong responsibility to do my small part to make this the great and memorable day that all of you and your families deserve. Graduates, I see how hard you have worked, and I love how you also throw yourselves into the life of New York City, because all of us made the same deal when we chose NYU. We traded in the campus quad for Washington Square and the football stadium for the city that never sleeps. Here's something else I know. Most families have stories of struggle and perseverance, many of which began on distant continents. But all of our family stories converge here today in Yankee Stadium with a loved one graduating from New York University, the world's greatest global university. So to all of the parents, grandparents, and other friends and relatives in the audience, and to all the teachers or anyone else who helped you reach this day, let us all thank you and applaud you. So as I sat down to write this address, I thought back to my own commencement in May of 1985. I remember the mix of emotions I felt as I sat with my fellow graduates in our caps and gowns. On one hand, pride, excitement, gratitude, and love for my friends. On the other, the sadness of knowing that an amazing chapter of my life was ending and the fear of not knowing what would come next. Our commencement speaker that day was a former Massachusetts congressman who said that in 20 years, we would not remember anything from his speech. But he was wrong, because I distinctly remember that he said we would not remember anything from his speech. Now, his words ring as a reminder to approach my role here with humility. So while I am going to share some ideas, some things I've learned in my teaching and my research, if there's just one thing from my address that you remember tomorrow, next week, and 20 years from now, make it this: treasure your attention. In 2014, when she was nearly 80 years old, the poet Mary Oliver wrote a short poem titled Instructions for Living a Life. It goes like this: pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. It sounds simple, but paying attention is in fact one of the most challenging and meaningful things you can do. Because what you pay attention to shapes what you care about, and what you care about shapes what you become. Taking control of your own attention has never been easy, which is why it's one of the many things this university has tried to prepare you to do. In 2005, the writer David Foster Wallace gave one of this century's most famous and important commencement addresses at Kenyon College. He said, the really significant education and thinking that we're supposed to get in a place like this isn't really about the capacity to think, but rather about the choice of what to think about. He was right, and he seemed to anticipate that 2 decades later, there are so many powerful people and companies trying to take that choice from you. They compete with each other to capture your attention. Now think about that phrase. It acknowledges that your attention is valuable, but it also reveals that some of the biggest corporations in human history, they're not trying to earn your attention, they're not trying to deserve your attention, they're trying to take it from you. Consider just one example. Meta is valued at well over $1 trillion, even though few of us have given it any money. How is that possible? Because it invented a business model that extracts attention from nearly half of all human beings on the planet, and it sells it to advertisers. Other industries followed. Video games, dating, gambling, even investing has been gamified to optimize the time we all spend staring and swiping. We've all had the experience of picking up our phone, maybe for a good reason, only to find ourselves an hour later scrolling mindlessly. That's not an accident. That's our phones and apps doing what they were designed to do. So let me tell you what I have learned from my research and my teaching about how to resist and how to reclaim your attention. I've taught a course at Stern now for 12 years called Flourishing. One day, on day one of the course, I asked students to do something simple. Just turn off nearly all of the notifications on your phone. Do you get an alert every time an email comes in? A lot of students do. So turn that off. Do you get breaking news alerts? Turn those off. A week later, I asked them, did you miss anything really important? And the answer is almost always no. Then I asked, did you gain anything important? And the answer is almost always yes. Students are amazed how much better life feels when they remove 100 interruptions from each day, when they check things when they choose to, rather than giving a company the right to interrupt them whenever it wants. In the 3rd week of my Flourishing course, I asked my students to take part in an exercise that they think is going to be a lot harder. I asked them to delete social media apps from their phones, just for 1 week. I don't ask them to stop using social media entirely. Many of them continue to use it through a web browser. But adding that little bit of friction for 1 week by having to log in on a web browser rather than just pulling out your phone puts us back in charge of deciding where our attention goes. By the end of the week, most students are surprised how easy it was. More than that, they're surprised by how much freer they feel. They get back precious hours each day and a feeling of agency over how to spend that time. So treasure your attention more than the people who want to take it from you. Never forget what it's worth. For Meta, it's more than $1 trillion. For you and your life, it's priceless. All right. No, thank you. So once you're in control of your attention, you can start to ask yourself one of life's most exciting questions, which is, what do I want to do? Of course, the answer to this question is going to be different for each of you. But looked at in another way, the answer may be the same for all of you. What should you do? You should do hard things. This is among the most universal pieces of advice from our ancestors. In the words of two great philosophers, Friedrich Nietzsche and Kelly Clarkson, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The psychological foundation of this great truth is that humans, and especially young people, are not fragile. They are anti-fragile, to use a term coined by NYU professor Nassim Taleb. Fragile things break when they get knocked over or challenged, so we need to protect them vigilantly. But anti-fragile things grow stronger, so we need to expose them to challenge diligently. So how should you live these next postgraduate years, these years of transition? By repeatedly turning your attention toward doing hard things. Throw yourself into your next job or academic program or whatever your next adventure is. Take chances. Say yes to anything that will expand your capabilities. And I'm not just talking about your career. Devote your precious attention to taking chances in relationships too. You've heard it said that 'tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That line becomes even more resonant once you understand that your heart is anti-fragile too. And this brings me to my final point, because along with the question, what should I turn my attention toward, comes a related question. Whom should I spend my attention on? And once again, the answer is going to be different for each of you, but looked at in a certain way, it may be the same for all of you. You should spend a lot of your attention on real people in the real world. During your time at NYU, in-person connection was built into the architecture of your lives. You ran into friends constantly. Or maybe someone texted pizza, and 10 minutes later, you were having pizza. Shared experiences are easily launched in college. And that's part of what makes this place so special. But today, one of the most common experiences of adulthood, especially in ambitious cities, among high-achieving people, is a strange kind of loneliness. You can be messaging people all day. You can see everyone's lives unfold in real time. And yet, despite all this so-called connection, you may find yourself feeling increasingly alone. Friendship now requires much more intentionality than it once did. So my advice, as you think about what does and doesn't deserve your attention, is reach out to others even when it feels awkward. Call someone you love just to say hi. Invite someone to dinner and say yes when someone invites you. Be the one who makes things happen in the real world, and others will be grateful to you. Think about your most memorable moments from your time at NYU. I'm willing to bet that almost none of them happened on a screen. Most of them probably happened while you were spending time with other people who made you laugh or helped you grow. Keep making those moments happen. And I'm so excited to say that in just a few minutes, Jacob Collier will give us all such a collective moment, one that you'll remember long after you forget what I have said. And so, NYU class of 2026, I want to end where I began with Mary Oliver's instructions for living a life. Pay attention. Be astonished. Tell about it. I cannot predict what your future will hold, but I can tell you this. At this point in your life, with a degree from NYU, you have opportunities that few people in history could ever have dreamed of. You have the opportunity to become the best, fullest, and truest version of yourself. Here's something else I can tell you. The world needs you to seize that opportunity with everything you've got. It won't be easy. You'll face the universal challenges encountered by all the generations who came before you, and you'll face the unique challenges that have arisen for your generation. But if you treasure your attention and then use it to do hard things in real life with other people, then, and trust me on this as a social psychologist, your life is going to be amazing. And the world is going to be a far better place because you're in it. Congratulations, NYU class of 2026. May you all flourish. Thank you.
Please welcome back honorary degree recipient Jacob Collier for a special performance.
Let me hear you sing. Yeah, yeah, yo. Whoa. Whoa. You're just too good to be true. Come to my eyes over you. You'd feel like heaven to touch. Now I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived. I thank God I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Sing it! Can't take my eyes. Pardon the way that I stand. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you makes me weak. They'll run the words left to speak. Please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Sing it. Can't you trust in you when I say don't let me down, I pray, oh pretty baby. Now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Trust in you when I say don't let me down, pray, oh pretty. Now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Thank you very much, everybody. You sound amazing. You sound really good. How's everybody feeling? This is such a crazily exciting moment, isn't it? It's just wild. It is such an unspeakable honor to be here in your esteemed company, graduating alongside all of you on this gorgeously overcast Thursday with this tide of violet. It's kind of overwhelming. My name is Jacob, and I'm a musician all the way from London, which is a small town in England. Yep. Oh, London's over there. Very good. And you know, growing up as a musician, there's something people often like to talk about this idea of finding your voice. It's a sort of like a big fundamental question that we ask ourselves. What is my voice? What about my music makes it mine? What kinds of sounds and stories get me excited? Who do I want to play like and feel like and sing like? You know, when I was young, for me, this is like Stevie Wonder, Joni Mitchell, Earth, Wind and Fire, The Beatles, Björk, Freddie Mercury, Bobby McFerrin, Bartok, Skrillex, the whole gang. Yeah. And You know, one thing about finding a voice is that the harder you strive to find it, the more elusive it becomes. And at a certain point, you realize it can't be found by looking. The thing with your voice is that it's already there. Michelangelo said this kind of wonderful thing about his sculptures when he was asked how he created them. He famously said something like, well, I simply remove what's not the sculpture, and the sculpture reveals itself. It was there all along. Now, I know that not all 30,000 of you are sculptors or artists, but this magical precipice that you find yourselves at today bears some resemblance, I think, to the artist's dilemma. And some of the same big questions might be reverberating around your minds. What's your purpose in the world? What feels the most crucial to do and say? And how would you like to say it? Well, for the last 15 years, you've had a lot of people telling you how to use your voice. What to say, what not to say, what to do, where to go, what's important, what's right and what's wrong. And, you know, teachers, mentors, parents. But from this moment on, it's up to you. This is your moment to discover a voice of your own, to sing your song. So exciting. And, you know, best believe you're singing to a moment in human history where everything is changing at such an astonishing rate, right? So much is yet to be determined, and no matter what the experts may tell you, nobody knows what's coming next. You have as much of an idea as anybody about what the world's going to look like over the next few years, and your voice is going to be crucial in shaping that. And, well, thank you. It's true. And as you well know, there are certain people in this world, fearful people, who feel powerful when your voice is taken away, who will try and make your voice small, and with it, your power. They will speak down to you, they will try to silence you, and there's a lot of that happening in the world right now. It's not new, but it's true. But a real leader knows that real power comes from making the people around you feel powerful. When the people around you feel powerful, your power only magnifies and it becomes strength. And strength becomes resilience, and resilience in turn becomes power. And so, as you go forth today from Yankee Stadium into the world with your big crazy ideas and schemes, never forget to lift up the voices around you. They will become a part of your voice. That's how magic works. You get it when you give it, and everything you need to find it is already there, in you and the people around you. And the truth is, you'll be finding your voice for the rest of your days. It's going to keep showing up in friendships, the workplace, relationships, family. There'll be cruises and there'll be challenges. And underneath all of it, you are, and always have been, exactly who you're meant to be. And that is who the world needs, now more than ever before, to say something that only you can say, to sing a song that only you can sing, and to claim a voice of your own that was yours all along. And one thing's for certain, it's going to be one hell of a sound. Congratulations, graduates, on your monumental achievement. Thank you for the extraordinary honor of your esteemed company. I'll be singing along with you out there forever. Cheers, everybody. Much love.
Thank you, Jacob, Dr. Collier, for that very moving performance. Thank you also, Dr. Haidt, for sharing your insights. Dr. King and Dr. Graham, it has been a privilege to honor all of you. Jacob and John have taken the stages at Carnegie Hall and Royal Albert Hall, at TED Talks and Davos. But I'm sure they'd agree, nothing beats Yankee Stadium. In distinct yet connected ways, their work speaks to a rare and special feeling, how coming together with shared purpose multiplies our energy, how our feelings expand when we experience them together. Speaking of collective effervescence, it is now my honor to shine the spotlight on our extraordinary NYU women's basketball team. They are represented on the university's grandest stage by head coach Meg Barber, class of 2002, and Captain Caroline Pepper, who graduates this year from the College of Arts and Science. Coach Barber and Captain Pepper, please join me at center stage. In the company of trustees, fans, and the class of 2026, and assisted by basketball legend R. Malcolm Graham, I am thrilled to present you the University Medal, one of NYU's highest honors. Meg and Caroline, you stand here today as role models for how to reach new heights, live lives bigger than ourselves, and make history. Building on a legacy of greatness dating back to the 1990s, the NYU women's basketball team has become a force once again. They have won back-to-back national championships. Over the last 3 seasons, they have outscored opponents by an average of more than 31 points per game. And they ended this most recent season by setting the second longest winning streak in NCAA college basketball history. 91 games in a row. Captain Caroline Pepper, National Player of the Year, who took the court in all but one of the team's 91 consecutive wins. It is my honor to present to you the University Medal for driving outstanding performance on and off the court, helping to rewrite history for the Violets and preparing the future class of student athletes to carry the torch. Coach Meg Barber, with your storied career as a player for the Violets between 1998 and 2002, you returned to your alma mater as head coach in 2018 to develop an extraordinary program that has become a jewel in NYU's crown. It is my honor to present to you the University Medal for recruiting, developing, and inspiring some of the best student athletes in the game, including 7 All-Americans and the last 3 National Players of the Year. Congratulations.
And now, a message to the graduates from our alumni.
Congratulations, graduates. Today is your day. I'm Elio Martinez, NYU Law Class of 1985, an NYU Alumni Trustee and President of your NYU Alumni Association. We are ready to support your next chapter and look forward to connecting with you through alumni events and volunteer opportunities across the globe. Here are just a few alumni who wanted to wish you congratulations on your special day.
Congratulations, graduates! You did it! And now the real adventure begins. So go out into the world and be yourself. Please don't try to be anybody else but you.
Congratulations, graduates. You have not been chopped. You have made it. And the brilliant education that you've experienced at New York University is now yours to go forth and share with the world, along with those terrific manners you learned from New York City.
Congratulations to the graduating class of NYU. Today is your big day, and it's the next step into such a bright future. Don't forget us back at NYU. We love you, we send you love, and I hope that you take all of the wisdom, the strength, the talent, and the joy that you had here and inspire us in the real world.
NYU grads,
Congratulations.
Do great things with your education.
Change the world. We'll see you on Mars.
It is my honor to be able to share this anointing with the eminent graduates of New York University. Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because you are. Congratulations. Thank you for allowing me to share this blessing.
Congratulations, graduates. You are on your way. Go forth and keep learning. If there's any advice I have for you, it's just to keep it all open and keep learning. You're amazing. Congratulations. I'm so thrilled for you all.
Congratulations, fellow NYU graduates. Don't ever stop living a life propelled by ideas and learning.
Congratulations, you did it. I'm proud of you, your families are all proud of you, but most of all, I hope you're proud of yourself. They say you're turning a new chapter, you're entering this next phase, but don't forget these memories, don't forget these people, don't forget what it feels like to accomplish something that you set out to do.
I've spent a good part of my life trying to help people get places, but I have done nothing compared to what NYU has done to prepare you to go wherever you want in the world. You are ready to make an impact. Good luck and congratulations.
Congratulations, all of you students and your parents sitting here today. I've been both at NYU. As a student, I couldn't have been more proud then and today that I earned my degree from this amazing university. And as a parent, I remember sitting at graduation, just like all of you today, watching my child graduate and thinking the same thing. Thank God I don't have to pay for college anymore. And to you students, the door is open for all of you. The future is yours. We're waiting for you.
The deans of each school will now present their class representatives. Candidates should stand when their dean's name is called. The official conferral of all degrees and certificates will take place after all the deans have presented. As a sign of respect for your fellow graduates, we ask all candidates and their guests to remain in their seats until all schools have been recognized. J. Martin Daughtry, Faculty Director of the College Core Curriculum and Associate Professor of Music and Sound Studies, College of Arts and Science.
Madam President, on behalf of Dean Wendy Suzuki, I have the distinct honor of presenting the distinguished candidates from the College of Arts and Science who will receive their degrees here today. I would also like to present Role Jessica Jung, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree.
Troy McKenzie, Dean of the School of Law.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the School of Law who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Catherine Guillot, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degrees.
Alec Kimmelman, Dean of the Grossman School of Medicine.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Grossman School of Medicine who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Angelo J. Osofsky, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degrees.
Juan J. DePablo, Executive Dean of the Tandon School of Engineering.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Tandon School of Engineering who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Erin Yang, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree, and Li Yao Yu, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degrees.
John D. McIntosh, Associate Dean for Clinical Administration and Clinical Revenue Management at the College of Dentistry.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the College of Dentistry who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Inez Mateo, who will receive a diploma on behalf of the candidates for the associate and bachelor's degree, and Lin Shi, who will receive a diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degree.
Lynn Fiorpis, Dean of the Graduate School of Arts and Science.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Graduate School of Arts and Science who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Ananya Muralidhar Raju, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degrees.
Jack H. Knott, Dean of the Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the outstanding candidates from the Steinhardt School of Culture, Education, and Human Development who will receive their degrees today. I would like to present Jess H. Ong, who will receive their diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree, and Marcella Paz Lara, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degrees.
Bharat N. Anand, Dean of the Leonard N. Stern School of Business.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Leonard N. Stern School of Business who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Christopher Lee, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree, and Jeremy de Los Angeles, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degrees.
Angela F. Amar, Dean of the Rory Myers College of Nursing.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Rory Myers College of Nursing who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Samaya Jahan, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree, and Jessica Heron, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates with the master's and doctoral degrees.
Angie Kameth, Dean of the School of Professional Studies.
Madam President, it is with pride and delight that I present the candidates from the School of Professional Studies who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Peyton Slack, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the associate's and bachelor's degrees, and Naranjana Rao, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's degree.
Polly Trottenberg, Dean of the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Ruby Foxall, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's degree.
Michael A. Lindsay, Dean of the Silver School of Social Work.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Silver School of Social Work who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Showin Huang, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree, and Jesse Lee Berliner, who will receive their diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degrees.
Ruben Polendo, Dean of the Tisch School of the Arts.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the outstanding candidates from the Tisch School of the Arts who will receive their degree here today. I would like to present Christopher Kasakowski, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree, and Sarah Elizabeth Huntley, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's and doctoral degree.
Victoria Rosner, Dean of the Gallatin School of Individualized Study.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the Gallatin School of Individualized Study who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Raghav Vikas Joshi, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor degree, and Z. Sharma Porter, who will receive their diploma on behalf of the candidates for the master's degree.
Bruce Grant, Interim Dean of Liberal Studies.
Madam President, I have the great honor of presenting the candidates from Liberal Studies who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Anna Rose Fry, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree.
Fabio Piano, Interim Vice Chancellor of NYU Abu Dhabi.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from NYU Abu Dhabi who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Ayman Omari, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's degree, and Saifuddin Hatem Abdel Rahman, who will receive his diploma on behalf of the candidates for master's and doctoral degrees.
Joanna Wally Cohen, Provost Emerita of NYU Shanghai.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from NYU Shanghai who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Adriana Jimenez Romera, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the bachelor's and master's degrees.
Melody Goodman, Dean of the School of Global Public Health.
Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from the School of Global Public Health who will receive their degrees here today. I would like to present Christina Joseph, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for master's and doctoral degrees.
Gladys M. Ayala, Dean of the Grossman Long Island School of Medicine.
Last but not least, Madam President, I have the honor of presenting the amazing candidates from the Grossman Long Island School of Medicine who will receive their degrees here today. I'd like to present Crystal Yasmin Mezideh, who will receive her diploma on behalf of the candidates for the doctoral degree.
And now, Provost Georgina Dopico.
We now proceed to the formal conferral of degrees. In keeping with university tradition, we highlight this important moment by passing the university torch, a symbol of learning, from a senior member of our academic community to the most junior. Holding the university torch is Robert Glickman, Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs and Hospital Relations, Professor and Chair, Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery in the College of Dentistry. When President Mills confers your degrees, Professor Glickman will pass the torch to the youngest baccalaureate member of the graduating class, Naomi Mason Boudad, 18 years old, graduating from the School of Professional Studies. Will all the candidates now please rise?
Members of the class of 2026, through your successful efforts as certified by the recommendations of your deans, you deserve to receive this hallmark of New York University. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees, I admit you to the degrees and certificates for which you have been recommended. It's official. You are now NYU graduates. Graduates, you have now joined the ranks of NYU alumni who for nearly 2 centuries have shared their knowledge and used their talents to move the world forward. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Graduates, families, and friends, this concludes these commencement exercises. The platform party will now recess. Congratulations again, and thank you for joining us.